Heroes get remembered, but legends never die. We got heroes, we got legends, we got so much from Game 3 of the 2025 World Series. Let's talk about it now on All Dodgers. Coming at you live from my mom's upstairs basement in Lake Elsinore, California. This is the All Dodgers podcast. I am Jeff Snider, and it's not just me today. That guy right there next to me, that is Clint Pasillas, coming to you live from his mom's basement in Reserve Section 59 at Dodger Stadium, a.k.a. the auxiliary press box, a.k.a. the farthest you can be from the baseball game in the stadium and still technically be at the game. Clint, the Dodgers played... well, the craziest game we've seen in 7 years, and 18 innings, winning Game 3 of the World Series. Do you realize, like, we're going to talk about a lot of the heroes of this game. We're going to talk about Will Klein, talk about Shohei Ohtani, we're going to talk about Freddie Freeman, we're going to talk about Edgardo Henriquez and Emmett Sheehan, Clayton Kershaw, so many people. Do you realize the last 3 World Series games that why can't I remember his name? Brad Paisley has sung the national anthem for?
Is that a real thing?
Max Muncy, 2018 Game 3. Freddie Freeman, 2024 Game 1. And Freddie Freeman again tonight. That's the last 3 World Series games Brad Paisley has sung the national anthem for. All 3 have gone to extra innings. All 3 have ended on classic walk-off home runs for the Dodgers in extra innings. Like, Brad Paisley, I'm not going to lie. Brad Paisley is at the very top of my dream list of dream podcast guests. Like, I love everything about Brad Paisley, and I want him on the show so badly. If you're watching, Brad, my DMs are open. It's crazy. So we'll get that out of the way. Brad Paisley, definitely a star of this game. I don't know where to start, Clint, because Shohei Ohtani set a postseason record, tied a major league record at any time by getting on base 9 times in 9 plate appearances, and was kind of an afterthought by the end of the game, because the last time he actually did something was, well, he did get on base 5 more times after tying the game in the 7th inning. But I mean, I feel like Will Klein is the start here, right? We got to talk about Will Klein.
Yeah. Shohei Ohtani was absolutely a part of this game. He was around. He showed up. He had a game for the ages, one of the best games in the history of the postseason, and he is not the story of this game. Will Klein is absolutely the story of this game. 72 pitches, 4 innings. I overuse the expression dog. He is the entire dog pound.
Yeah. Will Klein tonight earned his full postseason share. Every player on that team is going to say, we don't care that Will Klein pitched like 6 innings for us this year. That dude gets 100% share. That guy, I don't know how much you were on social media. I don't know how much it was talked about on social media. I was watching the game. I was not on social media at all. But during the game, whichever reporter, Ken Rosenthal probably said, talking to Dave Roberts about the pitching plan, and he said 1 more inning for Will Klein, and then probably a position player. Will Klein went 3 more innings after that was said. And Yamamoto was ready to step up, warming up. But like you just knew, Will Klein, there's no way in the world he was going to let Kike Hernandez or Miguel Rojas come into this game on the mound and take, I guess Kike couldn't at that point. He was already out of the game. But there was no way that Will Klein was going to leave it. And he said after the game, he said, I was going to pitch until I couldn't anymore. This is, we talk about the team and everybody's, committed to the team. There's no greater example than Will Klein going out there and just saying, look, I'm going to throw twice as many pitches as I've thrown in a game this year, and I am just going to gut it out. And it's not just that he gave them volume. Like, it was very, very good innings that he gave them. Just everything about that was Will Klein saying, this is my best chance to win a World Series. Of all the people who recognize, we could keep it on your face if you want to keep the camera. Yeah.
I was moving, so there are people trying to work. There are other people trying to leave here, just so you know.
Sad.
So I was trying to move that, and I realized my My camera was being yanked.
It's all right. But, we talk about how the Dodgers make sure to celebrate every time they advance, because you never know when you're going to get back to a World Series. You never know when you're going to have the experience again. Will Klein, he's relatively young still, but there's no guarantee that Will Klein is on the Dodgers next year. There's no guarantee that Will Klein ever gets back to a World Series. Will Klein said, I need to win a World Series, and this is my chance to contribute to that in a way that is just absolutely monstrous, Clint.
Yeah, it's I had said on Dodgers territory, this dude doesn't need to buy a beer ever again in the city of Los Angeles, doesn't need to buy a steak, doesn't need to buy anything. People should take care of. If people know who he is and what he looks like, which even I'm, still suspect on it here and there, yeah, he should be taken care of for sure. And that was one of the things I had also mentioned around here. It's like, there are some of these dudes, this is going to be their only chance to get a ring. He 100% earned it. I love what you said there. You nailed it. He earned that playoff share. He earned the beating he probably got in that clubhouse. Everything thrown on him and at him and in him, because that postseason's heroes, the unsung hero rises to an occasion. We've seen it time and time again. We've seen it happen to the Dodgers. We've talked about it in recent weeks. I love it when a Dodger rises to the occasion, and that was it today.
Yeah, absolutely. Got a couple super chats really quick. Seth Klein, $5. Wow, this isn't. Sorry, I'm trying to get this where I can see it.
Our setups are all wonky.
So yeah. This is going to be lower tech than usual because Clint's at the game and I'm on my laptop. But Seth Klein, $5 super chat, says, Will Klein is not my cousin, but I wish he was. And Seth, I got to tell you, right after the game, I went on 97.1 KNX to talk about the game. And when I was talking about Will Klein, I accidentally called him Seth Klein really quick. So that is my tribute to you, Seth Klein. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. Ray Soto, $4.99, says, just when we thought there was no records left to break, Ohtani sets a new one. We're going to talk about that in a minute for sure. Raul Robles, $1.99 super chat, says, do you guys feel that the Blue Jays substitutions hurt them? We'll dig into that in a little bit in a minute too. First, let's mention our friends at FanDuel. Now the Dodgers are up 2-1. Like, coming into today, this was down to a best-of-5 series, Clint. And winning game one, the shorter the series, the more important it is to win game one. And so the Dodgers won game one of this best-of-5 series tonight. The FanDuel odds reflect that. The Dodgers are currently at minus 500 to win the World Series. Blue Jays at plus 385. And the Dodgers are sitting at minus 178 to win tomorrow's game. And we'll talk more about that in a minute too, because I believe that the Dodgers are set up really well to win tomorrow after this game. Let's.
I don't see how they can lose.
Yeah.
How can you lose this series?
Yeah, it's hard to see. I mean, I said coming into the series, the Blue Jays need the Dodgers starting pitchers to be off 4 times in a 7-game series. I mean, they got the second one today, and they still didn't win the game. And even that, and I'm glad that so much happened so that we don't have to hear you talk about Tyler Glasnow tonight, Clint. We can save that for another day. But if Tommy Edman fields that ground ball, that they get out of that inning unscathed. But then, what are the chances that it ends up being 2 great throws from Tommy Edman that did what they did, throwing out whoever at third base? Who was that?
I think it was Vlad.
Was it Vlad at third? I know Vlad threw out Teo at third, whoever it was. And then the relay and throwing out Davis Snider at home after Snider had pinch run for Alejandro Kirk with Snider. Imagine coming in as a pinch runner and they get thrown out by 20 feet at home plate. So whoever it was that just asked, who was it that who asked if we think the Blue Jays, Raul, do we think the Blue Jays substitutions hurt them?
Absolutely.
Not having Kirk up, and like you and Alana were just talking about, you can't anticipate an 18-inning game. But the Dodgers were slower to pull the trigger. Like there were times they could have pinch run for Freddie Freeman. They could have pinch run for different guys because you've got Kim and Dean, who are burners, and maybe you win the game earlier if you do that, but maybe you don't, and then you don't have those guys in the game. And so by the end of this game, the Blue Jays had Davis Snider and Isaiah Kiner-Falefa and Miles Straw, the ghost of Miles Straw, and Tyler Heineman, whatever that is, taking key at-bats and extra innings because they had been very aggressive with their substitutions. And it didn't work today. I wouldn't say they shouldn't have done it. I will say it definitely hurt them today.
Yeah, it hurt them much more than the Dodgers, taking Kike and Andy Pajes out of this game. I think the Blue Jays win this game if they have Alejandro Kirk, specifically Alejandro Kirk, because he has been an absolute menace in this series. I think he was the guy, or was it Varsho hit the homer off of our friend, my friend Tyler Glasnow?
No, it was Kirk.
It was Kirk, yeah. I said after game one, it's like this dude is pesky.
He's a beast.
And I think, Hey, chunky boys unite.
Yeah, hey, but that's the problem. He is the slowest guy in baseball. And so, I can't say they're wrong to pull him out of the game there. And, because the fact that the guy who pinch ran for him ended up getting thrown out of home to end the inning kind of sucks for them. Kind of nice for us. What are you laughing at? We got a comment you're laughing at?
Yeah. There's a comment. It's not a super chat, but Donnie Boy asked, "What's the condition of the stress pillow?"
And I was actually going to get into that. I'll tell you. So, stress pillow started early today. I was clutching. I'm at my parents' house, and I don't. My stress pillow doesn't travel. It doesn't have to be a specific pillow. I just need something to clutch. So I'm clutching this pillow at my parents' house, and after about 3 innings of that, I look down, and there's literally a Blue Jay on this pillow. It's not a Blue Jays pillow. It's a bird's pillow with a lot of different kinds of birds, including a Blue Jay. And I'm like, what in the world am I doing? So I threw it across the room. My sister threw me a different pillow. I clutched that one for the next 8 innings or whatever. And then my sister said, maybe we should go back to the Blue Jay pillow. So I went back to the Blue Jay pillow. Maybe I'm squeezing the life out of the Blue Jays. So I tried that. And you know what I ended up doing? Going to the bottom of the 18th, I said, no pillow. I tossed the pillow aside, and I just scratched at my skin and stressed in different ways without clutching a pillow. And that's how the Dodgers won the game. And so I went through 2 different pillows, but ultimately won the game with no pillow tonight. So that's the update on the clutching pillow. So I'll be back to clutching tomorrow if I need it, though.
Like I said earlier, the heroes rise to the occasion, unsung heroes, and attacking your body because you realized that that pillow or blanket or whatever it wasn't working for you. That's some hero stuff. I will say, I did turn my hat inside out at one point to try to rally cap. Didn't work. I moved back to my original seat over here, 2 seats over, where they scored all the runs in the game earlier. That didn't work, so eventually I sat back here, and then Freddie did it.
Yeah, you can see I'm not even wearing a hat. I don't have a Dodger hat in this room right now, and I was, I'm good like this. So we have several more super chats we're going to get to, but first, Clint, will you tell our friends about Delete Me?
I could do that, guys. Delete Me makes it easy, quick, and safe to remove all your personal data online at a time where surveillance and data breaches are common enough to make everyone vulnerable. Data brokers, what do? They take your name, contact info, social security number, even home address. They'll get information about your family members. All of that can be compiled by data brokers, sold online, which is not good for you. Spoiler alert, it's not good for you. If you have either been the victim of identity theft or you know somebody who's been the a victim of identity theft, sorry, I'm getting cold here, harassment, doxing, all that kind of stuff. If you don't know them, if you haven't been, somebody around, they have been the victim of that. Delete Me can help. We're going to lock this back in for the second half. Take control of your data. Keep your private life private by signing up for Delete Me now at a special discount for our listeners. You see it there on the screen. That's right there. It's 20% off if you go to joindeleteme.com/hit. That is HIT. Use promo code HIT at checkout, and that is the only way you can save 20%. You get 20% off by going to joindeleteme.com/hit. Use code HIT at checkout, and you save. Thank you for checking out Join Delete Me, and thank you for supporting the shows and support us here at All Dodgers.
Hey, good job, Clint. I appreciate you. Let's jump into more of these super chats. Our buddy Steve at Speederbuilt says, "I never $5 super chat. I never would have thought we'd get to see so many incredible performances in my lifetime. This is the golden age of Dodgers baseball." Yeah, it's wild, man. This is
It's,
those of us who are old enough to remember when the Dodgers were bad, and then the Dodgers had terrible owners, and then the Dodgers had different terrible owners, and it's like we earned this, And not that those of you who haven't been around as long don't deserve this, but people, and Clint's not super old, but he's in his 40s now. And my wife insists you're not in your 40s until you're like 42. When she turned 40, I say, "Hey, you're in your 40s." She's like, "No, I'm not." So, but you're in your 40s. You've been around a long time, Clint. You've seen some bad teams, some mediocre teams, and some terrible ownership, and we are getting rewarded right now.
yeah, I used to try to tell people, in the early days of all of this success, like, appreciate this. You don't know when it's going to go away. Now, I don't know that it goes away for quite some time, but either way, still appreciate it, still respect it. Even Clayton Kershaw, who has been to the postseason, 15 of his 18 years, something like that, he still appreciates and respects it.
Absolutely. £5 sterling super chat from
bravo.
Paula Innsworth. "What a game. Painful when watching in England. It was a midnight start. I start work in 15 minutes. Might be a long day. Will Klein, the chief dog."
Oh.
Paula Innsworth, the chief dog. Like, just staying up all night and then going to work afterwards.
I think that's Paul Ainsworth.
Oh,
by the way,
hey, even better, Paul. I feel less bad for calling him a dog than I would have if I was calling Paula a dog. Whoever you are, Paula,
thank you.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thank
that.
you. Cheerio, as you say across the pond.
Rafa?
Dirty Don, $4.99 super chat says, "I don't know who to respect more, Ohtani, Klein, or even Yamamoto for going in the pen." And yeah, all those guys. We still haven't talked much about Freddie Freeman, and we're going to. We're going to get through these super
Do we
chats.
have to? I mean,
We
this
will
is
talk a
Will
little about
Klein.
Freddie Freeman. Yeah, and honestly, Edgardo Henriquez is right up there with Will Klein, going longer than he thought he could. Another $2 from Seth Klein says, "For saying my name on the radio." Absolutely. Swollen Sausage, $1.99. "What do you think about Smith at DH tonight?"
Tonight, you get it?
Yeah, that would mean no Ohtani at bat.
Well, he could be the pitcher. But when he comes out of the game, then he would be out of the game.
Yeah.
So it might be a Ben Rortvedt game.
I would rather have Smith have the day off than take Ohtani's bat out of the lineup. We saw last time Ohtani pitched that he doesn't buy into the theory that he doesn't hit well on days that he pitches. And so Ohtani has been on base, what is it now? 13 consecutive plate appearances at Dodger Stadium.
Yeah.
So, you know what?
Insanity.
Yeah, so I don't think we will see Will Smith at DH, but I wouldn't be surprised if he at least gets the start off and is available to pinch hit later in the game. $2 from Showtime. "Where are all the loudmouths from Friday night?" You know what?
Huckster, where you at, Huckster?
Love Huckster. I hope he's doing well. I hope he's sad. $19.99 super chat from our buddy Richie. "Blue Jays pitching is completely destroyed. Bullpen earned #mental toughness. Freddie being Freddie. The depth of the Dodgers roster came into the play. Happier than Jeff passing by DeVore and knowing that he doesn't have to stop." I took video of myself passing by DeVore the other night, Richie. Last night. Yeah, and I tried to send it on the Discord, but the file was too big, so I have to take my word for it that I got video of talking out loud. Should I get off at DeVore? And making the decision to just stay on the 15 and head on to Lake Elsinore. $1.99 from Dirty Don. Yama in the pen and Klein on the mound. What a game! Yeah, it just set.
Hey, before we
Go ahead.
I was gonna say before we talk Freddie Freeman, and obviously we've talked a lot about Will Klein, very much earned, but I was, however many decks up, but very close to Yamamoto. I got most of his bullpen warm up on my phone recorded. Oh, the TVs are off here at Dodger Stadium now. Dodger Vision, shout out, trying to make me leave. But it seemed a little touch and go at the idea of him being able to get in this game. He was taking a good while to actually start throwing with some intent. So shout out to Yama, because the bullpen phone went off. There was a lot of conversation with him and Will Ironton and another coach down there in the bullpen. I don't know who it was, but he was ready. I think if Will Klein, that batter got on base, Yama was coming in. And thankfully that didn't need to happen.
Yeah, and hopefully we're not going to need to see Yamamoto again in this series, and so he'll have 4 months of rest. If we do go to Game 6, hopefully it won't end up impacting him, the fact that he did warm up today. I would hope not, because that's still 3 days away. So we'll see, but I mean, it's all hands on deck. This was a game that the longer it goes, the more you need to win it, because let's read this last super chat, and then I want to talk about, kind of how this sets up for tomorrow's game. This is $20 from our buddy Pat Dwyer. He says, it feels kind of like the Dodgers won Game 3 2018, but as the Red Sox, Dodgers are now up 2-1 and come out of it with the pitching advantage going forward. And that's exactly what I want to talk about, Clint, that if we if you look at what sorry, I'm trying to pop this headline back up just because it looks better on the screen. Obviously, both teams had to use all their relievers today. But the Dodgers have a better starting pitcher going tomorrow. Assuming that Ohtani's cramp in the 11th inning or whenever that was 6 hours ago really is a non-factor. Dodgers have the starting pitching advantage. And the Dodgers, I think, have the bullpen advantage because while, yes, Klein obviously probably unavailable for the rest of the series unless it goes 7 games. Edgardo may be unavailable. But you look at Roki. He could be available tomorrow. Kershaw, obviously, he's never gone back-to-back days. But, you've got enough guys that they didn't run up the pitch count on everybody today. That they can, Bonda will be available. So they have the advantage. And if the Dodgers can get Justin Bieber's dad, Shane, out of the game in like the 3rd or 4th inning tomorrow, this Blue Jays bullpen is gassed. And they can't send a guy down to AAA and call up a new guy, to replace him. That's not an option. They have who they have. Eric Lauer, unavailable, which means that's one less lefty. Brendan Little, probably unavailable too. He went a couple innings today. And so they just have, who's their other lefty? Oh, Mason Fluharty. That's the only lefty reliever they have, which means Ohtani and Freeman have the advantage against the relievers. Probably means Ohtani gets intentionally walked some more, which is fine by me. I feel like everything about this sets up the Dodgers for success. Not only are they up 2-1, I like their chances tomorrow.
Yeah, and Trinan only threw 15 pitches. Wroblewski 28. You would assume he's somebody who could be available. Anthony Bonda threw 3 pitches. He's 100% available. Jack Dreyer available. Who else got this game? Emmett Sheehan threw 40, but I think in a pinch, he's somebody who is available. Yeah, the Dodgers, if you're looking at surviving this near 7-hour game, not only do you get the win, but they're still set up for success tomorrow. I would love to see Shohei somehow get through 5 or 6. You do have to have at least a hair of concern about that cramp.
Yeah, I do a little bit. But also Ohtani, this is his only start of this series. Even if it goes the full 7 games, this is his only start. And so I say Ohtani's good for 110, 115 pitches tomorrow, And
let it eat.
Yeah, let it eat. Go win yourself another World Series title. The super chats are running in. We've got a great group here, Clint. I know Dodger Stadium's trying to kick you out. You and I kind of were texting like, are people really going to stay up and watch a post game? Because you had to do your post game with Alana. We've got people here. We said if the Dodgers win this, they're going to be fired up. And people are fired up.
It is 1:00 my time. I don't, and we have also England in the chat and everything.
Yeah.
This is a game you stay up for.
Absolutely. $5 super chat from Showtime. Yoshi in the bullpen reminded me how Scherzer gave up on us after only pitching game one in the NLCS. Yamamoto isn't going to say, I have a dead arm, Skip. Enough said there.
I completely forgot about the existence of Max Scherzer in this game.
Yeah, because it was a long time ago. Yeah, this game was started by Max Scherzer and Tyler Glasnow. And both guys pitched for a while, and then the two teams played for like 5 more hours after that. So, Dirty Dom $4.99. Will Klein sports card autos have gone up. I just checked eBay. This is like if Brent Honeywell had been good at pitching. Like that's who Will Klein is.
He's a dog.
Yeah, he is a dog.
That's all you can say.
Freddie Freeman, first player in Major League history to have 2 walk-off homers in the World Series in his career. It's like there were Will Smith's ball. Will Smith thought it was out, and I know Steven Nelson thought it was out. Yeah, Steven Steinered it, and because he was watching Will's reaction. Will dropped the bat like it was gone. It didn't get out. Freeman almost hit a walk-off grand slam several innings earlier. Died at the warning track. There were chances. Muncy had that foul ball that had plenty of distance but didn't get out, which reminded me so much of his foul ball in the 15th inning of Game 3 in 2018 that looked like it was nearly identical fly ball, and he didn't get a chance to hit his walk-off home run for a couple more innings that time. There were chances to do it, and so like Freddie Freeman said after the game, he wasn't sure he got it all because of how the other balls had been dying, but he got it all. And he got, or at least enough of it. And that's I guess when you're Freddie Freeman, you don't even have to get it all to get enough. And that's good enough for me. Dalton Varsho was making me angry all night getting to baseballs. I mean, you better not get to that one. I was ready to go. And especially because this keeps this game as just tied for the longest game in World Series history, which means the Dodgers now have both of them, because I was at the previous one, Game 3 in 2018. I was there with my dad, my 2 sons, and my uncle. And when the Red Sox tied that game in the 8th inning, my 6-year-old son turned to me and he said, Dad, was he 6? He had just turned 7. He said, Dad, if this goes to extras, are we staying? And I said, yes, we're staying for this whole game. And there were a couple times during that game I had to give him a pep talk. And I'll tell you the reason I'm telling you this story. I had to give him a pep talk. And my boys, they're like, oh. And I told them, especially once it got to be the longest game in World Series history, I said, there will come a time in the future when you're watching a World Series game, and it'll go to the 12th or 13th inning, and they'll pop up a graphic on the screen that says the longest World Series game in history is Game 3 of the 2018 World Series. And you'll say, I was at that game and I stayed for the whole thing. And here's the thing, Clint. Right now, my wife and I are here in Lake Elsinore. My cousin's funeral's tomorrow. My 2 boys are at home at our house in Utah. They were up watching the game together. And my 18-year-old texted me after the game. He said, it was exactly like you said, Dad, when they started talking about the longest game in history, we said we were there. Like it was exactly what I told them was going to happen, and it's going to happen in the future. And so the fact that one we were at with my boys is still tied for the longest, and now we have this experience that as Dodger fans we got to live both of these games and win both of these games. I love everything about this since the Dodgers won.
Yeah, that's the most important part, because if I stayed for 18 innings and a loss, I was not going to be a happy boy. Right now, I'm not necessarily a happy boy, but they made me a lot less grumpy. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, you're happy. You may not want to show it, but you're happy because our Dodgers won a game. Our Dodgers are a step closer to winning the World Series.
2 wins.
2 more wins. 11 down. They've now won as many postseason games as they won last year. They're what are they? 11-2 now this postseason.
Yeah,
that's good.
Good.
Yeah, that's after winning their last 5 games of the regular season. They have won 16 of their last 18 games. Let's make it 18 out of 20. Don't get on a plane back to Toronto. We know how Shohei hates to be on a plane to Toronto. Let's not do that. Let's just finish this off in LA. And here's the thing. Like I was saying, I think the Dodgers are lined up for tomorrow with Ohtani on the mound against that. And then I think they're also lined up better for Game 5 because Blake Snell, their bullpen is going to be overworked more tomorrow, and Dodgers will have a chance to kind of reset their bullpen. The guys who aren't available I'm saying tomorrow, later today, are going to be available by Game 5. I like their chances. Blake Snell is champing at the bit to get back on the mound. I like our chances, Clint. I am a happy Dodger fan right now.
Yeah. Not much more to add. We're in a great spot.
Yep.
Dodgers in 5. I said Dodgers in 5 heading into the series. I feel very good about that prediction.
Yep. $1.99 super chat from Dirty Don. The Kansas City Royals are punching air right now. I'm not sure.
Probably a Will Klein team.
Okay. I know Klein came from the Mariners anyway. I'm happy about Will Klein. I'm happy about Edgardo Henriquez, who stepped up. Emmett Sheehan, who Clint Pasillas had said, I don't want to see again this postseason. And rightly so. He was bad in Game 1. He stepped up today. We saw a clean inning. It worked for him. He pitched probably longer than anybody thought he might. Justin Robleski was great. You can quibble with the decision to take Robleski out. I got it at the time, and Blake Treinen came in, didn't get the job done. Teoscar Hernandez did take an hour and a half to get to that ball down the line and then made a terrible throw. And so, it could have been saved, but obviously when you come in and give up 3 or 4 straight hits, it's not an ideal situation. But that means Treinen's motivated to pitch better next time he's out. There's so many things about this. We could spend... We're doing a short episode because you got to leave because Dodger Stadium is going to kick you out. We could do a 2-hour episode about this game and still not touch on everything that needs to be touched on.
Well, I mean, it's 2 games. It's 2 baseball games that happen.
Yeah.
It
is. Yep. And, but the Dodgers won. They only get 1 win for it, even though it was 2 games. Raul Robles, another $1.99. Bullpen United for 51. Yeah, we didn't even touch on that. The fact that all the bullpen had number 51 on their hats. It looked like it was even embroidered on there, like it was professionally done. This wasn't like they written on it with the silver Sharpie. It was on there. It wasn't the whole team. After a while I thought maybe the whole team is, but I think it was just the bullpen dogs for Vesia. We continue to constantly have Alex Vesia and his family on our minds, and obviously the bullpen dogs did too. And we saw that they allowed 1 run in 13 innings pitched or something like that. Like just some ridiculous number. I don't remember.
13 and a third?
Yeah, whatever it was. 1 run. They got it done for Vesia. They got it done for each other. They got it done for us, for you and me specifically, Clint. They said this one's for Clint and Jeff and the millions and millions, as The Rock would say, of Dodger fans out there. The stadium was rocking. People were there early. People stayed till the end. This game wasn't quite as long time-wise as the 2018 game because the pitch clock exists now, and because Seth Klein, as John Smoltz mentioned, Will Klein doesn't need a pitch clock. That dude is just constantly just gets the ball and ready to throw again. I'm probably just going to keep calling him Seth Klein, I guess. So that sucks for Will Klein, but cool for Seth Klein, I guess. I don't know what else to say, Clint. The Dodgers are in good shape, and that makes me happy.
Yeah, there's nothing else to add. Dodgers win. 2 more wins. Very good baseball team. Very good, very long baseball game. I've been here since 1 p.m. yesterday. It's time to go home. I still got to pack up. I got to go home and edit things. Guys, hit that thumbs up for us being here. Hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed to the channel already. We appreciate you guys rocking with us all through this postseason. And we'll be back tomorrow after the Dodgers win their 3rd game of the World Series.
Yep, after Game 4, catch Clint and Alana on Dodgers territory, and then immediately after that, hop on over here and catch us here on All Dodgers. Clint will be watching that game from home, and so we will have better production value tomorrow. because it won't be me running it from my laptop. So all of that, check that out. And then by Wednesday night, then I'll probably be running it from my mom's basement in Pleasant Grove, Utah, with Clint sitting in the auxiliary press box again for our show. But we are going to be here every game, talking Dodgers, enjoying this World Series run together. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for the chat. Sorry we couldn't get to more of the non-super chats. It's just my setup. It's hard to keep an eye on both, but thank you all for being here. Huge crowd. Thanks to the mods, of course. Thank you to the Bleav Network and to our sponsors, FanDuel and Delete Me. And thanks to Clint for being just such a great dude. And with that said, I don't have the button to leave.
You don't have the button.
But there it is. Bye.